our day is now starting. This is the first day in Amsterdam, and we have left the hotel room. We're heading towards the city center, and first our stop is gonna be at Wandel Park, and that's the most famous park of Amsterdam. And we're just gonna take you around and show you how the streets of Amsterdam look like before sundown. Our hotel is Hotel Espresso, and we booked it the city center's location because we wanted to have a spot where we could reach everything in just like 1 minute, 2 minutes. Although your bookings will cost you a whole lot if you book at the city centers, because they're obviously there for a reason, but the thing is that it will save you a lot of cost for traveling, because everything's gonna be just like 100 or 200 meters away in terms of the shops where you can eat, the restaurants where you can enjoy good food. Like our hotel is just on the opposite corner of a great Indonesian restaurant that's called Kartika, and we have Starbucks just like at a walking distance. We have Domino's, and these are the perks of having a hotel booked at the city center. So I'm not wearing a jacket, but I'm holding a jacket, and my husband thinks that it's not a good idea for us to not wear jackets because it's gonna get colder. But the thing is that the place where we are living currently is the coldest place in the region, so we've pretty much gotten used to how we interact with the wind and the cold. Be super careful about when you're walking on the streets of Amsterdam are the cyclists, because they're everywhere. Everybody owns a bike and everybody is bicycling their way. And you know, the thing is that the cycling tracks are just right after the pedestrian, and even if you have crossed the road, you will be watching out for the cyclists coming, because they're coming with great speeds and you might bump into one of them, and obviously it's gonna be very bad for you because these cycles are coming at a great speed that you cannot imagine, because some of these are also run on electricity, so you just have to watch out for that. The city has accommodated itself to suit those people who are going to be riding bicycles, because it really is the capital city of cycle, and that is why it is going to be catering more to the needs of those who are on the bikes than to those who are on foot or in another vehicle. Lively city from what I have gathered. Like, people are out and people are making the most of the lovely weather. So we had a bit of change in plans. Instead of going to Wandel Park, we're going to the Royal Museum. And this place is so stunning if you're gonna like watch it from afar, like the view that it's giving. And it's kind of like a very touristy place, so if you are in Amsterdam, it's just like a little bit away from the city center. And yeah, this building is so amazing. This is been turned into a museum. It's called the Stedelijk Museum. I don't know how to pronounce it in the Dutch way. The temperature right now is 9 degrees Celsius. It's not that cold, but it's a little chilly. You cannot call it hot, obviously, but you cannot even call it like shivering cold, and that is why I still don't think that I have to wear a jacket. Are you enjoying Amsterdam? This is another museum. It's called the Diamond Museum. A lot of these old historic places where people used to live like centuries back have been turned into tourist spots. That I think is a very good addition in the city, because that gives a way of historical avenue to those who don't know about the Dutch history. One thing I got to know is that they colonized Indonesia, so there's a lot of Indonesian footprints in the city, a lot of good spots to eat. It must be so wonderful living in the city, because it just is feeling like a very what should I say, it's kind of giving holidays on a Tuesday. This is Rijks Museum. If you Google about the places that are must visit in Amsterdam, this one is gonna definitely pop up on your screen. But right now we're just like exploring the whole city, like we're going on pavements and we're just like capturing whatever we can. 5:15 and the sun is all up, you can see. And that is why, although we came from a conference, we were very tired, but we decided to head out because we didn't want to miss the Amsterdam look and feel before the sun gets down. And I think the best way to explore any city is when you're just like about to have that twilight period, and that is when the sun is out and it's a golden hour, and it's very picturesque. Like I can show you around. There's a whole sitting area, kind of like a park. There are people cycling around, and then we have historic buildings at the backdrop. What else do you want? I feel like it's a very picturesque city, right? Like you get to see a lot of different things. And we both are fans of good architecture and good food, so this area right across the Diamond Museum has a lot of different carts. This one's the sandwich, pastry, cold drink, espresso bar cart. You can get waffles. It's called the kiosk remembrance one. And then we have a lot of different food options here. So I think like this should be your go-to for going for your lunch and dinners, because instead of like sitting in a high-end restaurant, what you can do is like you can explore the city and sit on one of these roadside carts and enjoy their food. Lovely souvenirs out here. You need to have one of these. I think this one is really good for my fridge. The famous Starry Night picture. But obviously these are all fake pictures being sold here. Oil paintings. But we're yet to visit the Van Gogh Museum, so we're gonna see one of those artworks live. So excited. So what I'm loving about the city here so far is that there's a proper evening vibe around. Like people are chilling, people are just sitting on the benches, they're having their fries, they're having a good chat with their friends and families, and they're just trying to enjoy the evening, you know. So I think like in our busy lives we've forgotten how to enjoy our evenings, so something that we used to do earlier when we were children. And I think like Amsterdam has that evening vibe to it. Like you can really see people like coming out and getting off from work and just chilling in the park, and like it's just like a spectacular feeling. I think like you could only visit it and then get to know what I'm talking about. And they're actually like enjoying this hour of the day when the sun's about to say goodbye to you. And my husband's back with some amazing fries. So
with melted cheese?
Yeah, so with melted cheese, just it's yummy.
Very nice.
We're gonna pass from this place and we're gonna see what is at the other side of this building. From the look of it, I think there's some collection of you know, this era inside, and it's open for the tourists, right?
Okay, you're talking to me, I'm sorry.
Yeah. That's how husbands are usually. They're lost in their own world. So as soon as we came out from this tunnel, whatever you want to call it, this is what we got to see. And look at the amazing architecture, Dutch architecture. Isn't this like spectacular? If you're a fan of architecture, I am, and I just like to stare at statues and buildings, and that's my form of applauding the art. Because come on, if you have been able to preserve all of it for so long, that does tell that this society has a lot of value for art and culture.
Were you talking about that restaurant? Royal Thai restaurant?
Yeah, I've heard amazing reviews about this restaurant. So the cafes are not cafes, they're coffee shops, and the coffee shops are not for coffee, they're for something else. And if you know about the Dutch herb, then you know what I'm talking about. So this is a famous bike that you will see in front of the canal on Amsterdam Road. So this cycle has a history of its own. I didn't know about that, but this was in the memory of a dead wife. A husband just, like, you know, dedicated this cycle to his wife, and I've heard about it that he comes and he redecorates it, or maybe the city does it for him. But this, with the history that is added to this piece of art, has made it 100 times even more beautiful. We're walking towards a street. It looked like a tempting street that we would find something to eat from, and
You can rent some bikes here.
there's a shop that you can rent the bikes from. I have forgotten how to ride a bike, but if you are confident enough to take me on the ride along with you, I'm not gonna mind that. I thought you're gonna rent a bike for me and put me behind you.
We'll do it whenever we are free.
This is such a lovely street. Just look at how it is decorated. Another Nepalese, Tibetan, Indian fusion over here called Sherpa. I actually love the culture of having your customers sit outside and just enjoy the food outside if they wanna. We just had the yummiest fries from the outskirts of that museum that I was showing you earlier. So we're not particularly hungry right now, but the street has so many options that it's just making us wonder if we should just go for another thing already, because it has all kinds of food from Argentinian to Italian to the South Indian and whatnot. And we have a casino as well here, so a lot of things to do on this street really. This is a Japanese restaurant that I've come across, and they have like some of the yummiest ramens out here, and I know what I'm going for tonight. Look at this, so innovative. And I mean, the idea of fooling your customers with these, you know, what should I say, gimmicks is lovely. I was just talking to my husband that this street is so full of restaurants and clubs and casinos and different kind of amazing things that there's not a single moment that I want to keep my camera down. It's just so lively, so happening. The city is so well planned that you have a lot of places where you can just walk and stroll and like, you know, you can just chill out. You don't necessarily have to be on a bike to navigate in the city, and you get like everything just around the corner. There's a lot of things written on the statue. There are a lot of different languages written on the statue. I can see Urdu, Arabic and Turkish and German and different Mandarin and stuff. Russian. I think this all has some meaning. I'm yet to find something. Okay, so it's written that, and pass that on to your children, then all will be well. And it is so lovely. It's windy and my hair all flowing, and we're just discussing about this, that this city has so much to offer that you can never be struck with boredom. Like, you'll always be having something to do, somewhere to go, whether it's just buildings or even the nature. Like, there are a lot of parks, so you can just like relax and be around the nature. If you want to just, you know, be somewhere quiet, then you have big parks where you won't be disturbed. And I can see something very interesting. I don't know the history behind it. Look at this. These are like literal lizards and lizard statues here. They look so spooky, almost real. Have been a lizard apocalypse of some kind. We are out again for our night out in Amsterdam, and we're walking towards Dam Square. It's 9 p.m. right now, and the street is looking as stunning as it was looking in the morning and in the afternoon. Yeah, there's a very fine line between the pedestrian walking sign and the bikers arena. You have to be very careful with. We took the tram from the railway station. That's the easiest way to get to the central hotels, like anywhere where you're living. If you're living in the center, then that's the easiest method to come here. And we were dropped off over here. We had to walk from this point to our hotel. So this is the same point that we're going back to, actually, because whatever Dam Square has, you could see it when you're coming from the railway station. This is one of the most beautiful city centers I have ever seen, you guys. Can you see like the way that they have lit up their trees and their restaurants? It must be such a delight to sit outside and eat on one of these restaurants, right? So the street that I'm walking on right now, this is the same street that we crossed in the evening, and it's supposedly the Dam Square. Now let's see. We're trying to follow the directions and we're trying to see where it takes us. There are a lot of shops here. There's a lot to eat. I think we were crossing the same point that we intend to go, you know? That was Dam Square where we were in the evening. Yeah. Because you're walking on the same streets. These streets are so amazing because you can find some of the best clothing and fashion brands here, like H&M, and I saw Boss, and I've seen a lot of others, and they're just like, it's kind of like a bazaar. Like if I show you, full of shops. This is a Lego hut. This complete thing is made up of Lego. Everything from the farmer to the tulips. I think Yeah, if I'm not wrong, this is a Lego store. They have the famous paintings from Van Gogh, also made in Lego. I have grown up watching this show, and now to experience this just in front of me and see that they have actually created a whole immersive museum is like out of this world. Looks phenomenal. I think this is one spot that you should not miss when you come to Amsterdam. If I had to give a score to Amsterdam for the vibe that it gives, I would give an 11 on 10, you guys. We were really tired because we've been out whole day, but I'm still ready to walk another 4 hours if I can pull, because the vibe is just unmatched. They have a lot of different types of cheese. They have cheese wheels as well, and a lot of different variety of cheese here. Dutch cheese. Just trying to taste one of these cheese, and I'd like to ask the owner which one is the best, so that I know that I'm tasting the best out of all of these. I'd like to know which one of your cheese is the best selling.
The classic is the best selling.
The classic Dutch. Okay. So is it produced here in Amsterdam?
Yeah, it's just made outside of Amsterdam.
I see a lot of shops having these wheels. So what's this all about? Like, is it about the fact that you're producing it, or is it about like having a variety of cheese available?
Yeah, so it's made in a wheel like this, and then it's cut up into the wedges that you can see. Yeah.
So I'll try one of these.
Yep. The classic is.
Thanks. This is their old Amsterdam classic cheese that I'm gonna just try. It's different and it has its own taste. It's much like a butter. Definitely good. I think it's good for sandwiches, and I think it's gonna be good for just like your everyday use. It's not that harsh, but it's also a little salty. Another interesting thing that I've come across here is this ride. It's kind of like a tuk-tuk, or an equivalent of auto. And this guy was kind enough to hand me his card, and he said that it'll take around, oh, it's called a rickshaw. I just saw that it's written over there. So it's gonna cost you around 20 to 25 euros depending on where you're going, and it's a city tour ride. It's a nice way of taking the ride. This is a marijuana heaven. Dutch pancakes are pretty famous, but from what I've heard is that they're also kind of like overrated, but each to own. You should try it to believe it. I'm not in a mood for anything sweet at the moment, so I'm not gonna go for that. I wanna go for something savory right now. It's really difficult to make videos here because for obvious reasons photos and videos are not allowed, except for this one. So I'm just trying to this is the only place that you get to have a picture or a video made, and it's like allowed. Otherwise it's written everywhere. It's pasted, like you cannot make any videos and any pictures, and that is why I've been really careful in capturing the content because I don't want to do anything that is illegal, because it's like it's not respectful for anyone, any tourist, to do or try to sneak in and take a picture of anyone who is not allowing you or not giving you the consent for doing that. We have a shop here and I'm thinking to buy something sweet for myself because I'm just having that craving. So let's see what I'll get from this waffle shop. Can I have one of these chocolate strawberries? Very yummy. While walking in the city, you're gonna get a lot of chances to bump into one of these tunnel-like passages where you'll have to walk and you'll get across the street. But these are gonna be some absolute marvelous artistic, passages that you can pass from. And this is not the first time that I'm looking at one. And it's just a common street that you're walking, and you can just see that this is a way that gets you across the city. So they have kind of like built their city on these passages a lot. One interesting thing about the architecture of the city. I hope you're enjoying my tour of Amsterdam, and this is just day one. I'm going to be putting out more videos. Stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe my channel. Bye bye.